Hey there, buddy. Hey. How you doing? You doing good? Yeah? Oh, we're doing stretching. Oh. Yeah. He is getting excited. We are figuring out, we should know tomorrow about the date of surgery. Figuring all that out because you need a real high-tech, like real specialist for this. It's not just any surgeon. So we're really just pretty much nailing down the same surgeon that he did his last operation. So can't wait to have that information so that I can share it with you guys, and so that I'm sure lots of you guys that helped out with everything are going to be able to know exactly when everything will happen and when he will be able to move around the way he wants to. Right, Furious? Right? Right. Look at you. Look at you. Ah. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. He is not impressed. He's like, that was not tasty. I don't like where your fingers have been. Well, my fingers were actually in the gym. Just got back from the gym. I had a pretty good workout, but it was short. And that is a good topic at hand. Short workouts, lengths of workouts. I know we talk about it here and there, and we do lots of vlogs about it, but let me just get down to a comfortable position and talk for a bit. So I know we talk about it all the time, and it's one of those things that a lot of people still don't understand or keep playing around with. So what's the best length of time to work out? Are we still going to, what is the best thing to argue with when you're working out? And the answer, I don't know if I totally just screwed up my wording right there, I'm not gonna lie. But the answer to the optimal length of time to work out is when your muscles are worked out to their full potential, or they have been worked out enough they've been torn enough in order to now leave the gym and endure refeeds and rest in order to grow, in order to be able to go back into the gym again to be destroyed again. Fuck, I have no idea if any of that made sense whatsoever. So in short, the optimal time to work out is the time it takes to destroy that muscle just enough, or yeah, just enough so that it is torn enough so that you can refeed it to make it bigger. But what time frame is that? Now, I think it all depends on different kinds of muscles. You know, there's certain muscles that take longer than other muscles. And, you know, for example, today I did some shoulders, I did some triceps, and I did some calves. Oh, believe it or not, I did calves. Speaking of calves, that before and after calves video, I think it's going to be 1 year anniversary pretty soon of that video that I released. I'll make sure I post up both videos, if you know what I mean, when that day comes. But, for example, for me in particular, shoulders are, you know, it's a muscle group that I've injured many times, and therefore, as a result, you know, I've had a lot of pain associated with that shoulder muscle, and as a result, I need to train in a certain way to get that shoulder really, you know, beat up. However, at the same time, in order to beat up that shoulder, I need to be very careful, because if I go too hard, too fast, I actually can injure it more, and I'm not able to work out shoulders or other body parts that engage the shoulders, you know, properly the next day or because I'm in pain. So that being said, the length of time that you need to crush a certain body part or injure or tear up muscle of that body part is going to differ from person to person based on their age, their experience, and, you know, just, yeah, experience as in how much they've been working out, and potentially the injuries that they've faced before. Along with that, it also depends on the size of the muscle. Legs, for example. Legs, you're going to have to do heavier amount of weight and volume in order to really kill them, in order to damage them, because legs are a big hunk of muscle that are supposed to withstand your entire body weight when you are walking around, right? Your triceps. Your triceps won't require as much work as your legs because it's a much, much smaller body part, and your triceps aren't engaged as much as your legs on a daily basis. So the more a body part is engaged on a daily basis, the more work you're going to require in the gym in order to tear that up, because that muscle has that muscle memory and is used to being used all the time. So, in short, this conversation, this vlog, is very confusing. And it's really hard to sometimes come up with the best amount of time to work out a body part. A lot of times people will do splits, body splits of biceps and back. Not usually when you are a beginner, or at least when I started working out, I thought, you work out those body parts simply because they're opposite body parts, or like you'll work out or because they're in conjunction with one another. For example, chest and triceps. When you're doing chest, you're also engaging your triceps. So you want to incorporate both body parts. But the truth is, along with that, your chest is that bigger muscle, and you're going to have to do a lot more work to destroy that. And then your triceps is that smaller muscle, so you're going to have to do a lot less work to destroy that. So if your optimal time for working out is 45 minutes or an hour, and that's how much time you have, you need to obviously, if you just did triceps, you could finish that workout in 10-15 minutes. But if you want to work out for that full 45 minutes, an hour, and really be productive, you take a body part that needs a lot more work and a body part that doesn't need as much time to get destroyed. So that is a good way to really figure out, what body parts you're going to train that day. I am rambling. Are we still? Yep, we're still recording. It's probably a good idea to know. I'm rambling, but I think that it's something that a lot of us don't take into consideration. We don't think about it enough, and we go into a workout and we just say, oh, okay, this is what's listed and that's what I should work out. Or I'm used to doing biceps and back because everyone does biceps and back. But why do you do biceps and back? I think it's important for sometimes, it's important for us to reflect and understand why we do certain body parts together, and why we have to train a body part for a certain amount of time in order to engage it properly, in order to fully maximize its benefits and fully maximize our results at the end of the day. We do deadlifts, and sometimes we'll do 10 sets, but we'll only do 2 reps. So at the end of the day, we're only doing 20 reps. However, the amount of volume that we're doing, the amount of weight we're doing during that totals something that would be 100 reps of another exercise. So then it makes sense. So it's really important to really understand, not just reading off a piece of paper, a workout and saying, oh, okay, this is how it should be done because this other person did it. Or this person's doing 8 exercises and doing 10 sets of every single exercise. And sometimes you need to understand why you would have to do so much. Does it make sense to do so much? Sometimes it doesn't make sense, and sometimes it does. So I think it's important whenever you look at a workout, for example, you're printing out a workout, or if you're writing yourself a workout, make sure you take into consideration the amount of time that every body part needs. Because sometimes you do a workout with one body part way too long, and it's just not needed. And you are overtraining that body part. That overtraining concept again, some people believe in it, some people don't. I think they're both needed. Sometimes you don't want to overtrain something, sometimes you do. However, that being said, you don't want to do a 45-minute workout of just triceps. You don't want to, in my opinion, if you're doing it for 45 minutes, most of the time, I would say, you're not being efficient enough, or you're clowning around, or you're just simply not, you're doing too much, or you're not doing anything properly. So I think next. I'm blown away. Yesterday we created a fundraiser, a donation website on GoFundMe. We're furious right here.